Good morning and welcome to BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information. Here we are in November and yet another Director General's column. I know what you're saying. You're sitting there thinking, why is he wearing a jacket? I don't normally wear a jacket for these, but I have today. And I've done so because I've just returned from the FIATA World Congress, where I was awarded a silver pin. You get a silver pin if you've been part of their group for a while, and I have just done 8 years as their Customs Affairs Institute chair. By the way, I've just signed up for another 2 years, and as a result, you get a silver pin. You might be interested to know that BIFA does have a lot of interaction at FIATA. We have Mark Bromley, who is a director at BIFA, but he's also the chair of the Multimodal Transport Institute there at FIATA. And then quite sadly, Robert Keane, who you will know, Director General of BIFA for so many years, he's been with FIATA for over 20 years. He was chair of the Working Group C, and more latterly, he was their Secretary General. And he retired from all of that at the Congress this year. And they made him an honorary member of the association, which is absolutely fantastic. You may remember, of course, FIATA is our global association. They work with global institutes that are stakeholders, things like the World Customs Organization, the World Trade Organization, the United Nations, those types of people. And they represent our industry in that format. Quite interestingly, BIFA has always been engaged in that. FIATA was founded in 1926, so 100 years old next year. We've had 2 presidents and a whole series of people who have supported that global organization as it's gone through the years. Okay, so what was important about the meetings that we've just had? Where did we find some stuff that was important not only for FIATA globally, but was important for us here at BIFA? There's a few I'd like to just pick out, just to give you a highlight about what's going on, and then we'll be able to tell how we're moving forward. First of all, Donald Trump. As I run the Customs Institute, Donald Trump and trade tariffs is a big issue, something that gets discussed globally. But probably the most interesting and maybe the most significant for us is what he's doing with the de minimis and what's happening to that in the US. Interestingly, many countries are looking to find a solution to this de minimis situation. How do we deal with e-commerce as it comes across the border? How do we make that work in a way that's practical, sensible, and is a solution for everyone? And we at the Customs Affairs Institute have taken an action to try and pull some of that information together to see if we can make a solution, offer up ideas, be practical about the way in which that might work. If I move then onto ocean, the ocean seminar was very feisty. There was a lot of passion in the ocean seminar over about ICS2. So ICS2, of course, is the latest safety and security declaration into the EU. We spent a lot of time, both at FIATA and at BIFA here, in making sure that we as freight forwarders had the opportunity to file data when it came to ocean freight for ICS2. We won that. We have something called dual filing. The passion came because not many of our members have taken that up. Many have decided to just share the data with the shipping line and allow the shipping line to do the work, which of course is fine, but it does mean that we are giving all of our customer and shipment data to the shipping line. You will know the issues with doing that. And there was a bit of a passion that said, look, come on, can we move away? Can we take advantage of this work that we did with the various authorities to allow us to do this dual filing? If I talk a little bit about air, probably for me, one of the more interesting things was the Australian delegation explained that they have a ULD building program, a training for ULD and a qualification. We don't do that here in the UK, although I did think that maybe there were some learnings that they've got that would be useful for our members. And you might see some stuff come from us in the coming few weeks, just to see if we can build some training that would help you to help your folks who do your ULD building to make sure that it's accurate and good quality. And then we had a seminar on insurance. As you know, insurance is close to my heart. It's something that I think is really important for us here in the UK. And there was a lot of discussion about insurance premiums, how this might work. How can we get insurance that covers cybersecurity, professional indemnity, freight liability, as well as cargo insurance. That means more freight will go across the world in an insured state. A great conversation about that I'll bring back here, and hopefully will help us as we formulate an insurance policy for BIFA and our members as we move forward. Lastly, one of the things I enjoy the most about FIATA is we get people from all over the world. 1,200 delegates from just about every corner of the globe. They all come, they all meet, and they all talk. Of course, English isn't necessarily their first language, and they're not necessarily so competent in it. And I have to smile when one of the guys collared me over a coffee break, and he said to me, "I want to talk to you about the way we do customs in our country and the power of attorney." And he talked to me for ages about how he wants this power of attorney. But he kept saying, actually, I want the power of eternity. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't have that gift, even with my FIATA silver pin. There we go. That's BIFA's TV for today, your daily dose of industry information.